Good evening. Welcome to this evening's edition of the Evening Review Show. My name is Jemima Beekes, your host this evening. Now, the city of Windhoek is not new to bickering, infighting, and claims of mismanagement. Now, we are speaking to the Windhoek Mayor Joseph Uapingena today to fill in some of the grey dots that we have. Thank you for joining us, Your Worship.
Good evening, and thank you for having me on your studio.
Now, Your Worship, as incoming mayor of the city of Windhoek, what are the priorities that you have set for yourself? You've been a councillor before. What do you believe should be the low-hanging fruits that need to be addressed as soon as possible?
Thank you for that question. It's unfortunate that I became a mayor in an unfortunate time. Although I was having inspirations, dreams that I want to implement or to force into operations in my time. But the unfortunate part is that currently for now 3 months we did not start it because of the management that is not yet constituted. However, I was planning to have during the corona, there was a problem of people paying water. And there was that demand from the government that the people should get free water. And in that case, a lot of bills have went up. And after the corona, and some people during even the corona lost their work. They are no more working because some companies have permanently also closed. So, and now they are sitting with a lot of bills on their accounts. And that is a daily complaint to my office that people now, their water is cut, electricity is cut because they cannot afford to pay that outstanding bills. So that was one of my priority area to see how the council can help the residents, either if not 100%, 50% to write off these bills so that at least the people can be able to have water and electricity in their homes. So that is still on my priority list. I believe that if everything goes well today, I will still start with that as one of my priority. Secondly, we have also a lot of people that are living in the informal settlements that are just leasing. They don't owe any land in Windhoek, but they have been staying there for 20 years, 15 years, 8 years, 10 years. So, and that in order for the municipality to give them an offer to buy that piece of land, it must be proclaimed, and an offer should be given. But before that, you must also service the land in order to proclaim it and to give an offer. And the municipality doesn't have money for servicing of this land. So one of my priority was to consult the stakeholders, to consult institutions like banks, so that we can see how to help each other to service land and then distribute it to the people. You know, something that I have also think of, we are having more than 10 parastatals. To me, they are also supposed to have a social responsibility towards the residents, but that is not coming very clearly. So perhaps to negotiate with them to say, I want to service a certain land, so can NSG give me so much, can Transnami give me so much, all this, and then we can service that land, and then we can allocate it to the people, at least for them to call, we have a home. Because when we went we're fighting for independence, we were fighting to get our land free. And the most thing that the people that they need is land, not house. The house, I'm sure 50% to 80% of the Namibians, they can, if you give them land, they can provide themselves that house. So you can perhaps just put up the control mechanism of perhaps to have a certain standard of house, but they can manage to build for them a house. But what they need the most is the land.
It's the land.
It's the land.
Mr. Uapingena, you have said yourself that you've been elected mayor of the city at a very unfortunate time. We are, for the first time, we've seen the election of only 3 members of the management council, because it constitutes a quorum, so it was allowed, and that essentially has brought the city to a standstill. So the city at this moment is in limbo. Your hands are tied. I mean, these things that you are saying here, you can't implement them because you need the council behind you. So what do you make of what's happening at the council right now?
At the council right now, let me say it is a body that is healthy walking, but that doesn't have eyes to see where it's going. So we need every...
Are you saying it has no direction?
It does not have a direction, because we are now even approaching, or we are within the period of budgeting, where we have now to budget and look into the matter. This is the work of the management committee, and submit it to the minister for approval, because our budget have to start in June. So, and if the management is not there, what will happen? Even as I'm sitting now, there is no money in the mayor's budget. So anything, if there is an urgent meeting that I have to attend, I cannot attend, because outside Windhoek, because then I need an approval from management to travel to that, but I cannot. So there are a lot of things that have been really disturbed by the not constitution of the management.
And how does this situation trickle down to the service delivery and the lives of the residents?
It will go down. As I said, we are talking about a budget. Let me say it now. There is, let me say there is money on the budget, but a certain project have to be implemented, but it needs an approval of the management or the council. This item have to come through the management to the council for approval to be implemented. But if there is not that body to execute that, how will you implement even the service delivery to the people? So it's a big problem that we have to think of. And because when we were elected, we said the people were having that trust. They entrust us to go, and we were not the best of all the best. But the people were saying, okay, we trust you, go and represent us and deliver effective services for us as residents. But now we are sitting there with our political egos and selfishness and whatever, while we were being trusted to work for the people. So it's really a problem for an operation of an organization like municipality.
So you've said it obviously impeded you from traveling because it can't be approved. Is there something urgent that this situation is also affected in your office? Something that you really needed to do very urgently, but you can't?
Currently, no, because most of the things that I'm doing now is the administrative for now, and which I'm executing. But you were just talking in case of something that comes up that needs perhaps you to sit down with the counter mayor for Shwarongo for a meeting there that you cannot go because we don't have a budget that is approved. So that's in that sense. But when you talk about again traveling to the Namibia is another problem, but it was just an example. So yeah, I think now you just want to make money, but it was just an example that is one of those things that if you don't have money, there is nothing that you can actually execute, even a pen. You see how it's a pen of the mayor, this one, because if the budget, there is no one to execute, to approve that, how will you buy new items in the office to operate with.
So the other thing is, this week when you opened the strategic meeting at the council, you said you will not tolerate party politics.
Yeah.
What do you make of the behavior of the councillors? I mean, you've been going back and forth, back and forth.
Yes, you know, let me be honest with you. The current problem that is within the city is not to say it, we don't like each other or we are enemies to each other. No. That is just things that are coming up to echo your feelings that time. But the main problem is leadership, that power that we want. That's all. Because we are now fighting to say, if it's not me that is having the power, so then the food will not be eaten. So now then you are not thinking about the residents that brought you there, you are thinking about yourself. So it's something that is very difficult to manage currently, but with time, if we got it right tonight, it's manageable. Mm-hmm. So we hope and believe that today we will get it right one or another way, and if we get it right, we will try to see strategies how to manage that problem.
Okay. So another thing that has rocked the city of Windhoek last week actually, is the protest of ward cleaners, who in fact also went on a wildcat strike, throwing around rubbish last week in protest of the failure of the council to meet their demands for permanent employment, salaries and benefits that is suitable for permanent employees. What do you make of what is happening right there? What is the city's plan?
Yes, on that one I don't want to go into it because for me it's a political move. Because currently, as we talking, the matter is with the Labour Commission. As we are talking, the council have taken a resolution that is within the operational levels to be implemented in order for us by the end of June to take a final decision on that contractors, because that's why usually before we came in office, these people were just given a 6-month contract by our predecessors.
But as a political leader, as a leader, do you think that, I mean, some of these people have been working since 1990. Do you think it's humane for them to have 6-month contract? No job security. They can't do anything sustainable because they are on 6 months, and yet they are there. They've been there.
No, I agree with them. That's why we have also agreed that we cannot give them now this time around 6 months. Mm-hmm. Let us give them 12 months in order for us to see the option that we are having to solve the problem. We have the option that they are requesting to be employed permanent. You must know it has financial implications. We have an option of sourcing it out. It has financial implications. We have an option of taking them in a smaller company that belongs to the city. Mm-hmm. Is another option with also did financial implications. So in order for us to take a proper action, we need a thorough investigation and to see that which one is cheaper to the city. Currently, to be honest with you, we cannot afford them if we go according to their demands. Then the municipality is closed. For 600 people with that salaries and whatever that they are requesting, we cannot afford. Yes, they are not being paid as our permanent, perhaps domestic workers there, but they are at a level of at a higher level than other domestic workers within the market. So even their salaries and the salaries of the cleaners in the government, it's the same. It's just that this one does not have a medical aid, but it's the same. We are giving them fund allowance for pension, but we are not having a specific pension organization where they are saying they must pay. We have given them money in order for them to go and invest where they wish to. So the problem is the money is not that we are not want to
What is the average salary of a contract ward cleaner?
It's a 6,000 with all the allowances, the transport allowance and the pension allowance.
Okay.
Yes.
So in conclusion, you've been a councillor obviously before as well, before you've become a mayor. Service delivery is really a headache in this city, and it's impacting, especially skyrocketing rates and taxes. What do you think is the solution to this?
Skyrocketing rates and taxes. I might not agree with you whatsoever, but perhaps in certain areas. But you know, the city of Windhoek is in a very problematic, you know, the residents of Windhoek that are, you can call them, that is now the one maintaining Windhoek through the rate and taxes, they are 200,000. The residents that is living within Windhoek that need services is more than 400,000. So what do you expect? So there is no enough, because half of the people that are living in Windhoek, they are not contributing to the city for servicing or developing the city, which is, even that's why we have a problem of servicing the land. So whether the tax and rate, tax and rates is too high, that's another question for another day.
So while there's been a lot said by the Mayor, Joseph Uapingena, so before we continue into this conversation, we are going for a short break. We'll be back soon.
NMH at 1 brings you news from all corners of Namibia. NMH at 1 aims to reach viewers countrywide who are interested in current affairs in a short and sweet format. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: The Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, Namibia Media Holdings, Irongo, and Windhoek Express. To share your news or advertise on this platform, contact nmh1@synergy.com.na. NMH at 1, your lunchtime news companion.
Now, welcome back. Now, before we went on a break, we were speaking to Windhoek Mayor Joseph Uapingena about the affairs at the city of Windhoek. One of the great issues that's also impacting the city of Windhoek is the issue of Grootfontein, that is that has just been made part of the city as well as Mix. Now, Your Worship, can you talk to us about the issues at Groothoop as well as Mix? These issues mainly are the lack of water, and currently at Groothoop they have a moratorium on land sales, which community members are saying are affecting them devastatingly, because they can't make a life out of farming, subsistence farming, for instance, because they can't have access to land. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, thank you. The issue of Groothoop is a big issue that needs prophets to come and pray for that. No, we were given, or let me not use the word we were given. The borders of city of Windhoek were extended.
Yes.
And this included up to Groothoop. That became now part of the city. But he mentioned that Groothoop was first a village. and it turned to a village council under the regional council. And from there, it actually just fly from village council to city. So instead of perhaps it was given that time to grow gradually from village to town to municipality until it reached the level of the city, which is now the bigger one. But now, unfortunately, it have become the city's area that the city have to take care of it. And remember, there were people there living in that. Also people that was farming there, people that was born there. And when this was proclaimed to say now Groothoop is it's becoming part of Windhoek, the Windhoek people, because of no accommodation, they have started floating to Groothoop. And then they start just building everywhere. But then you must know that if it became now a city have now to come in and plan, because we cannot just have everyone build where he wants. So we have to plan the roads, we have to plan the streets, we have to plan the way the soil will come, the electricity. But then you found that the people have already placed themselves where they want. So while we are in this process of planning, people are just flooding in. And you know, the Groothoop by then, under correction, was we were having a borehole, one or two, that was catering for 6,000 residents. Currently, as we are talking, Groothoop is running to 40,000 people that are living there now.
And they are all dependent on those two boreholes.
Yes. So, and also, some of them, they have dried out. When the people, also the farmers went there to resettle, they have also make their own boreholes. But you know, for the scientists, they might explain more. The water underground is having two stages. You might find water at the stage one, and then again you have to drill to another one where the big river is. So the top one is now dried out. So there is a need now again to drill deeper to the last perhaps where the water is, where the river is. But now, in order for you to control that, you must now also implement water payments. So if you allow everyone now to have to drill a borehole, when are you going to control the usage of water, and when are you going to implement the system to run so that they can also start paying? So that is another one. That's why our sewage there, not the what do you call it? The dam that is now keeping the water. It's small. It cannot cater for the residents of Groothoop. So certain hours have to be closed in order to fill up the tank, so that it can perhaps later on can supply again. That's where the problem is. And even there are now some big farms there that also need too much water. The other weeks I went there with the minister and the governor. There's good initiatives that is going on there, like that piggery farming. It's a good one that will also supply meat to the city of Windhoek. But then it's something that need to be thought of, put it in a proper perspective so that we can see how to handle it. Because once you give that farmer now also the right to have his own borehole, what will the other one of he can also say? If say, I have also money, can I also, so later on is out of control. So, and that is one. We also have partly, that matter is also not totally resolved of a traditional authority that we found in that area. So some, they are saying, yeah, no, the traditional authority is saying, I was born here and I'm a traditional leader. As per the traditional act, I'm also having the right to place people where I want. So it's another one. So, and then that's why we said, let us put the memorandum to stop these people, to say, at least for now, while we are sorting out planning, let us not build further until we plan, and then we can now start executing the services, to the delivering of services to the people.
Now, the issue of mixed settlement?
Mixed settlement is a bit different from that one, because that one, it was a farm of Mr. Mix. And then he was having his workers there at the farm. When he became old, he started also to think of, no, I cannot now farm. Let me also open a shop here. And then these people were buying from that shop. But now, you know that a shop is only growing when you have a lot of customers. So, and these people now that was living at Mix that time, so now this one bring a sister and what, so, and Mr. Mix could not change because he would, by the way he was now old, he said, now let me just survive from this little. So he was allowing these people to come in. So when he passed on, the farm was now given to the government. Was it given to the government or sold to the late Honorable Kadenambo and Kapofi. So, and this, now for them, they have changed the strategy of working in that mix. And that's where the problem started. Now they didn't want those people. They said, no, let those people go. We want to practice our farming activities here. So that's, but we could not, because by that time now the government could not remove those people. They were now too many. Then where do you take these people? So, and then that's where later on this was bought by the government. So that's where later on it was donated to the municipality to handle that. But at least we are in the right direction there. We are the services here and there. We are bringing it to them, and also a good positive thing there. The majority of those people in Mix is soldiers, so at least they are also having an income. So to maintain some of the services that we are giving to them. So in comparison with Growth, where really people, most of them, they don't have any income to survive from. They are just surviving from their 3 goats, a small garden. So that's another story. That's why there are also too much resistance to be handing over to the city.
So thank you once again for joining us. Tonight we've spoken to the Windhoek Mayor Joseph Uapingena to talk to us about the affairs, the drama, the bickering, the infighting at the city of Windhoek and the city's future, the council in particular's future that will be settled tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you once again for joining us. Have a good night.